Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Blank Canvas Show. I'm sorry it's been a long hiatus for me. I haven't even announced that I had a hiatus coming. So again, that's terrible on me as a podcaster and as anybody that rocks with the show. But as you know, man, if you've been following me on social media, on my personal social media, just dropped a project called Hate Being Humble. Have a lot of dope artists on there. I'm producing, so just showing my producer chops on there. And also, you catch me on there with a little 1-2 cameo on the rap side of things. You know what I mean? I couldn't let that go by without me laying my vocals down to some of them songs. So just follow me at cashflow underscore. It's at cash underscore flow 83, on all social media. And then you could catch that, man. But today isn't about me. We're back doing artist interviews, artists, interviewing artists, driven, you know what I'm saying? Just none of the salacious bullshit. We just talking about an artist's story, where they come from, the bars, the music, man. That's really what I'm about. So if that ain't your cup of tea, I ask you to just log out, go to something else. But if you want to learn about independent artists, man, this is the place where you should be, the Blank Canvas Show. And without further ado, I got an artist from South Central California. He is really dope. Shout out to the homie Ty for introducing me onto his music. BALE, man, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
What's the deal, man? What's the deal? Thanks for having me, man.
Anytime, brother, man. So, like I always do about this time, man, I just ask the guests to just kind of introduce yourself, man. Where you from? Just a little bit. Anything you kind of want to speak to the people about.
All right. So, I'm BALE. I'm from South Central Los Angeles. I've been living there my whole life. I'm born and raised there. I grew up on 81st Normandy. Well, I grew up on Normandy my whole life. 81st Normandy, 53rd Normandy, 41st Normandy, 39th Normandy. So that's why, that Normandy is me. It's a part of me. I take it everywhere I go. I represent it. I try to wear it proudly. I try to wear it on my chest proudly. So, yeah, that's me. That's my background. That's where I'm from, at least.
All right, for sure, man. So, like I like to do this, and the people know that listen to this show and watch this show, man. I want to introduce people to your music right out the gate, so they can kind of see what you're working with, and we can kind of they can stay or they can go from there, man. So, one of my songs that I think represents you is it's 3 off your latest project, and that project is called the Die Extra Clips that came out a couple months ago, but it's fire, man. So I want to play the song that kind of resonated with me in terms of just the beat and the flow and everything that I rock with. So we're going to play Kill Switch as the first song for tonight.
I can't imagine my imagination to let me down. Money not the motive, but the motor help us move around. Kill switch on that kill, take it, make the kills real. On that kill. Laced in the section, fitted cafe in the fashion statement. Ain't no loaded bases, new era, where your mama stand. Boy brand new, Willie Troop, he trying to catch him one. Real man. The bragganista, I'm probably bagging the baddest divas. The path was evil, I cut through like Randall Eagles and new with Beazles. Painting pictures, I needed easels. See you moving tricky, I can't treat you like I ever need you. A byproduct of Rip Riders, the big sliders. A real line, perpetual with the big diamond. Real safe space, they be spraying where they spray paint. Sit in J-Pace, for all my niggas fighting state case.
All right, so that's Kill Switch, man. If y'all rock with those first couple bars, man, y'all let me know, man, if y'all rocking with them, man. So, man, I want to have a introduce with a lyric, man, and I think like this kind of tells your whole story and kind of where you was then and where you going now, and that's on a previous project. It's a song called Greater, and one of the lines that stuck out to me on there was 29 days you did a lot of thinking, 7 whole days in a coma dreaming, and that just made me greater. What do those lines mean to you about just your story in general and where you're at now?
I made that. That's a hard time shape me. I made that after I got the hospital. So I want to say probably was it 7 years ago? I got shot 28 times. So I was in the hospital for like 28 days. They kept me in there for in a month. Like I was in and out the hospital, but I'm talking about admitted. Like I couldn't move. I couldn't go nowhere. I was in there for 28 days. And because they have to before they can let you leave, they have to. Because I didn't have insurance, so they put me in a county hospital. So before you leave, you got to be able to breathe on your own. So I had to take all the tubes out of my body, like a breathing tube. I was on a breathing machine. You have to be able to like crutch around at least around the whole like ICU unit, so they could show you can breathe, so you won't pass out. And I had to be able to go to like the bathroom myself. So it took me like 28 days. I was laying down for 28 days before I could even get up. And then I was in a coma when I got shot. When I got shot, I was in a coma for 7 days. So that's why I said I was in that coma dreaming. But when I got out of there, I feel like this just made me a better person. It made me greater. Helped me like understand like I do have a purpose, and it's up to me to like keep it going, like keep it pushing. So that's what
Wow.
that meant.
Well, what a story, man. I was listening to it and I'm like, man, of course, and you've rapped about it on different songs, likening it
Yeah,
to kind of 50 Cent and just things that, you've been through. But man, like, how does that, were you doing music prior to that?
yeah. No,
And
I was doing music. I was probably doing music probably like a whole year before I got shot, maybe a year and a half. And then the crazy thing, I got shot in my jaw. So I got shot in the back of the head, came outside of my jaw, and they was gonna do surgery on my jaw. But my mom was like I don't, because they were saying like if they gave me surgery, it was a possibility that I was gonna have nerve damage. Because when I first woke up, I didn't see myself for like a long time. I didn't look in the mirror. I was in the hospital. I never looked in the mirror. I was just like so like, man, I do not want to see what I look like. I knew I was down bad. But
right,
I was looking at like my whole face was my like whole jaw was like crooked and twisted. But my mom was telling the doctors like, no, I don't want you to mess with his face or nothing like that or like his jaw because I know he do music and I don't want that to mess him up. I don't want that to mess anything up.
wow.
So yeah,
No, I was just saying, wow, to like your mom having that kind of that forethought to really stand on making that decision. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine having to make that decision. Like,
yeah. No, it
and
was crazy. I mean, she was, bro. She's like a little lady. She probably like 5'4", little lady, single mom. My dad been in jail my whole life. Like he been in jail since I was 2 years old. I know him. I got a relationship with him, but I don't really like know him.
right,
I never like I don't really like. I never really like hung out with him and stuff like that. I talked to him on the phone. I know his personality. I know what type of through the phone and stuff like that. But so I had to have 3 major surgeries. So when you going through something like that, the hospital can never tell like you can never tell like like they can never tell my mom that I was gonna live. They always have to tell her expect for the worst, because if they tell you anything other than that and I don't survive it, it's gonna be a lawsuit. So
right.
I had to have 3 major surgeries. So Dr. Henniker, that's his name, he came down the stairs. He told my mom, he's like, man, your son, he's losing a lot of blood. Most people don't know, like when you get shot, if you don't die like on instant contact, well, you probably know because you've been in the army.
Y- Oh man, look, we lost you. All right, you
Nah,
back?
I'm on.
Yeah, you back?
Yeah, most people go away from internal bleeding. Like if you don't
Hmm.
die on impact, that's what they was telling me. So most people die from internal bleeding. So that's what's wrong with me. So I was losing so much blood. But the doctor came downstairs. He was like, I'm gonna give your son one more surgery. The only reason why I haven't gave up on him because he hasn't like I never had flatline, so my heart was beating. He's like his heart is so strong. We not gonna give up on him because he in there fighting. And my mom told the doctor, so what you down here talk to me for? Go save my son. And he went
Right.
upstairs.
Wow.
He went upstairs. And that's just so bold and crazy to say. Like you got that much confidence, like to be
Right.
like, you know what, like, well, go up there and please, like, save
Yeah,
my
she
son.
was
Like, I don't
refusing.
like,
She was refusing that news. She was like,
yeah,
"Nah, go do
yeah,
what you got to do." I
yeah,
know. I already know he's
gotta
strong. You
do like,
telling me?
yeah. So like that was like so. On the third surgery, they finally stopped the bleeding, and I survived. And then they just left me in a induced coma, and then I woke up. But even like I was open for 7 days, so the doctors was telling me like anything like I could have got an infection and died for just my body being open for that long, or like
Yeah.
them having me that many surgeries. So it was like a lot of factors that could have went left. So it's just like it's not just being shot. There's so much stuff that could go wrong while you're just under the knife they're trying to save your life. So
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
familiar, man, because there was two different deployments I was on and two different jobs I did. One was being in Afghanistan and just like, I'm like coming from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, like I could kind of say like I grew up around similar things and things like that happening, but it wasn't until, I had to actually go to war, you know what I mean,
yeah,
till you saw motherfuckers coming in legs, like it's just all types of stuff.
yeah,
And then another job I had, we, assisted with transporting people from, you know, where the shit happens to
yeah,
Europe, from Europe back to the States to get, more defined care. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And it's like a few people that you kind of get close with as they're going through the process. Cause as you know, like you said, you couldn't move for a certain amount of days and certain people
yeah,
can't move and you can't fly in certain
yeah,
conditions. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you grow kind of like, yo, rooting for people. You have no idea. All you know is that they're your brother in arms and shit like that.
yeah,
And it's just a few people that I kind of kept up with different type of injuries. Some similar to yours. You know what I mean? Just because we wanted to know like what happened. You know what I mean? Like just
yeah,
had he made it. So it's a lot that goes into that. A lot of prayer, man, and a lot of just whatever God you pray to, you know what I'm saying? Just hoping that
yeah,
things come out better on the other end, man. And I just met you, you know what I'm saying? But glad you made it out, man. And you pursuing something that you're passionate about at this point. You know what I'm thinking with that music
yeah.
thing, man.
No, not for sure. And it's just like, I mean, I always tell people like I don't even want to sound cliche, but like music found me. It's not like I know a lot of my friends or the people that I do music with now, and what they be like, man, I've been doing music my whole life. This is when I wanted to do something since I was a kid. But for me, it wasn't even like that. For me, it was just like I was in at school. My homeboy L'Oreal, he from Atlanta. He really liked the music head. Well, that's the first person I met like that knew how to like just work the program, like record
Yeah.
yourself, make a beat, like that type of dude. Like he could do all three. And then he was just like, I don't know. He was going to class one day. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't go to class. I was kind of like over the whole kind of school thing mentally because I was like kind of homesick and stuff,
Yeah.
which is not like I never really been like a I mean, I just had to do what I do so I could get by, but I never was like a school guy. And I don't
So
mean
you
to
was
say
in
that in my
Atlanta? You was in Atlanta or
no, we was in school in New Mexico,
oh, okay. Okay.
and that's where I met him. I met him in New
Oh,
Mexico, and then he went to class, and then he was like had just finished making a beat, and I was like, man, I'm finna just get on here and say something. But I took it serious. I wrote some shit and everything, and he came back. He was like, bro, who is this? And I'm like, that's me. He's like, man, you bullshit. And I'm like, no, for real, bro, that's really me. He's like, bro, you got to do something with this. And then shit from there, I kind of took it. I was kind of messed with it. Then I made a song called 16. I remember it. It was on one of my first songs I put out, and it went crazy. It got a good response from like a lot of people. And I was like, man, you know what? I'm just gonna just take this serious. And then the more I started doing it, and I started like becoming a nerd about it, like looking up stuff, and reading credits, and seeing like who made this and who did what and who did this. It's like, damn, I started like falling in love with it. And it's like eventually it became something I have to do it like every day.
yeah, and you mentioned something that I think a lot of people could appreciate, even if you come to it a little bit later in life, is like you started to do the due diligence and look up credits, look up different
Yeah,
producers that different things that worked in the past or study.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like a lot of
yeah.
people just don't study.
Yeah, and that make it and it make it like it make it a world of different. It makes it like even the way you approach it, even the way you think about it, like even too, shout out my boy T.Reg. He produced everything on both projects, Normally Art and the Die Extra Clips, but we'll get into that later. But like he's like a music savant. So like the more you around this type of stuff, the more you get around people that understand the music like that, the more you can be like, oh, I want to tap in, or you just want to even be a part of the conversation. Because it's like, damn, I want to know what they talking about and who made this. And okay, like, well, we could do this song, we could put this on here, or I could write this verse like this. It helps you. It's like adding all this stuff to your arsenal to make you like a complete artist.
Right, right, and sometimes it's as simple as y'all just sharing a simple love for
Yeah,
whatever. Like, say you grew up listening to whatever you and your moms cleaned up the crib to.
yeah,
You hit T-Reg. Hey man, you think you could do something with this one?
like that. Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Next thing you know what I'm saying? You still vibing to something that feels natural to you. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And you
Right.
it makes a world of difference. You know what I mean? So let's stay there. Let's get into the Die extra clips, man. We played one of the songs on there, you know, Kill Switch, Switch Flavors. You have Cassie Veggies on there, Big F, Nikonji, or Nico, it's Nico G.
Nico G4.
Nico G4. So you have some features on there, man, and you keep the last two projects you kept your features a little bit limited, like maybe 2-3 people on the project, man. So you tell me about you and T.Reg's relationship, man, since he's been holding down, you know, the production side of the last two projects, which have sound really consistent to me.
Yeah, thank you. Bro, that's my boy, man. That's just like that's my boy, man. He pushed me. Like I said, he makes sure I'm studying. He understand, like, you know, what it take for me to get great. He don't like he pushed me, but he also doing, you know, if you work with somebody, it's like, I want to get you out your comfort zone, but they try to do something that's too much out your comfort zone.
Yeah,
And I feel like
yeah,
he
yep.
understand, like, we trying to also we're trying to like make me become better. We trying to establish the sound. We're trying to establish what you said, some consistency. So when you do hear it or you hear me, it's like, oh, okay, that's like this what a BALE record sound like, or I know where I'm coming to get out of this, you know? Like we're trying to build and cultivate that like kind of cult fan base, which we kind of are. I met him through my boy Marcel. Like I told you that he'd be really excited to hear this conversation. So Marcel is my business partner. He's my manager, everything, bro. He like, you know, he helped me go find beats and find whoever that's doing music. He like helped me connect dots. So he had ran into T.Reg at a birthday party, and like he's like the guy that's always got his ear to the street, Marcel. So when he heard the song played, he was like, everybody in the party was like, "Oh, T.Reg, here go your song, here go your song." Like this, that T.Reg, turn it up, and he looking around like, "Oh, you made this beat?" And they kind of like, you know, and if you know Marcel and you know T.Reg, they like the totally different opposite people. Like
Okay.
Marcel is like the energy guy in your face. T.Reg is like really cool, calm, laid back. So even that interaction, that shit
A
was probably
typical
hilarious.
producer, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Typical
yeah,
producer who like to
yeah,
just like, okay, you playing my
yeah,
shit, they gonna play it
yeah,
cool. They just happy they
yeah,
shit
yeah,
playing. Yeah.
yeah. You know, he's super cool. He's the coolest. He's the coolest. So you know, but like I said, so then they ended up exchanging numbers, and then you know he had sent me some beats. So Streetwear, I put out 3 songs: Streetwear, No Lies, and For the Real, all back to back to back to back, all T.Reg joints. So he was like, bro, no, we gotta really. We was like, man, we start talking about like really locking in and making like something like a tape. So a couple of months went past, it was nothing. I went on tour with Jay Worthy. So after I
Yeah, I
got back
saw that. I
from
was
tour,
gonna ask about him. Yep.
yeah. So I went on tour with Jay Worthy. I got back from tour. I ran into him randomly at like downtown where everybody go get their merch done. And he was like, "Man, pull up to the studio." I pulled up and we made 4 songs the same night. And then after that, it was like we just been locked in ever since.
Okay. So y'all got like a, I don't know, man. It's like a Cali soul sound. Like it's I
Yeah,
could say T.Reg has a pattern to me. I produce as well, right? And I'm starting to notice patterns in what I do best, right? And I
man.
go to that well often. You know what I mean? Because that's what I
Why
like
not?
to that's what I like to make. Like that's what I like to make, and that's what I like to
Yeah,
rap on. And if I give it to other people, I'm pretty sure they'll do the same. You know what I'm saying? If we
yeah,
got similar tastes, I'll you know, bat, but it's a distinct sound, like it's like a hybrid of soul and just a hint of trap in LA, like in it. I don't know, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
it mixes with that. Like he got a like he reminds me like a Don Cannon type shit. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
fire. That's
You know
fire.
what I mean?
Bro, he'll love to hear that. He'll love to hear
Yeah,
that.
he reminds me of
Yeah.
that type of flavor
Like
because
it sound like some trapper die, but it's like a little bit more soulful, you know, like, you know, I get
yeah,
what
like
you're
remember that
saying. Like,
Jeezy joint? Let the
like
dollar circulate. Let the dollar
yeah,
circulate.
yeah,
Like he got
yeah,
like that to like
yeah,
the drums is they there. You know they there, but it's
yeah.
just it give you that bop so that you can get on
Yeah.
there and do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, for sure. I feel like since I worked with him, my just like even my presence in like the city, the music scene has changed just because the music, you know, is like it's so important, and he's been so instrumental in that whole process. Is like making the music like, okay, like, Bill, you gonna rap, we're gonna get these raps off for sure. Everybody know you gonna rap, but we got to get the music good, because that's like, that's still a very, 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 very important part of the whole process. And that's what I'm understanding. Like, it ain't about me just being the nicest dude. I'm finna go 67 bars. It's about me making good songs with good music. And even if I do want to go crazy with the rap, they still can ride and vibe to it. It ain't just like, just all straight rap, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah, it makes sense in terms of just painting your reality and making your reality
yeah,
sound fun. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Even if it's some G shit, or even if it's some shit that's hard, whatever lane you going in, but it still has to resonate with the people. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
And
So he been doing a great job with that.
yeah, and it don't gotta be, too much bars. Like once you start barring my head off, I love bars, but it's a time and place for that, man.
Yeah, yeah,
And some, some lovers of music, you gotta, it just kind of, you gotta balance it out, right? You know what I'm saying? Some people you just
yeah,
gonna fulfill with the bars, and some people you just gonna lose because you just telling the story. You know what I mean? And want people
yeah.
to rock with you on that story.
That's facts. So, but it's like if the music is good, it don't even matter, So that's what we trying to like, have a healthy balance of.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So one phrase that sticks out to me the whole entire time I'm listening to like your latest projects is, everybody has a distinguished. Jeezy has a yeah. Other people have certain ad libs. You have as a man. You know what I mean? That you say a lot in your records, man. What does that mean? For the people that are not hip to the music, like when you just, as a man in your ad libs, or like you'll place it in different places, but I thought it was unique. You know what I'm saying? As a phrase to say, like, what do you mean by that?
As a man, just it mean like for sure. Like I could respect that. Like on my mama, like or on God. It's just like as a man, like and it's just like something I'm pushing because we all I think all men need to feel like shit. As a man, I gotta do this, or as a man, I gotta provide for my family, or as a man, I gotta wake up in the morning and show up for myself. So it's just like just something that me and the homies say, and then I just start saying it more and more and more because it came from home, and I'm just branding it and putting my stamp on it. Now when everybody see me, it's crazy. That's the first thing they say. As a man, like
Yeah, see,
yeah,
it,
it's like
it,
and that's cool because that's a good thing that I'm pushing.
marketing 101. Go get those as a man T-shirts coming soon.
Yeah, as a man, t-shirts get the so for sure.
It's funny you say that, man, because I had a conversation. My son just turned 18 a couple months ago, and I'm laughing, because he asked me for something, and we kind of got into it, and I was like, "Yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I don't have to tell you nothing, man. Like, as a man, I do this, 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 and this, and this, and this for the family, right? If I tell you
Yeah,
to go do this, no questions, bro.
then you got to
I,
go do that.
you got to go do that. Like,
As a man,
how
you
long
got to
I've
go do that.
right? How long have I shuffled shit, doing shit that I didn't want to do, just so you
Yeah,
can be well off and
live.
never
Yeah,
live. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
bro, like, just go do that. So I remember using that phrase or something similar to that phrase.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it could
Like
be
you got
used in so
sometimes
many
you gotta hit him
ways.
with that, like man, as a man. And sometimes it being good, like when he do something good or when my homies do something dope, I'm like, okay, as a man, you locked in, you did that for
Right.
sure. As a man, you did that. So I mean, they don't know. I got a daughter too. She 3. But I'm just it's like this even parenthood, just stepping into that world is it just changes you, make you a different person. It kind of make you think different. My sense of urgency is like, okay, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go. So by the time she gets a certain age, she already starting to ask for crazy stuff. She just asks for
Right.
everything. At first it wasn't like that. Now she know how to work YouTube, so she see toys every day. So it's just like I gotta wake up and try to provide for her. But parenthood is it's something that I feel like you never like get it, to me at least. Maybe if I have another kid, because they always say your first kid you're gonna be all like this. The
You
second one
figuring out.
it's gonna be it's gonna be a walk in the park. But it's just like I feel like that's something that we gonna, because they all got phases. Like right now you saying your son 18, so it's like you looking at him like shit, you a man now. He's still looking like pops. I still need your help. So it's like that's a
Yeah,
whole nother
right. And that's
phase.
the balance. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the balance, right?
yeah,
You gotta kind of
yeah,
be like, oh shit, you don't know how to do this. I mean, all right,
yeah,
cool. Yeah, your tire pressure needs to be here. All right, this is how you change the tire. Oh, shit, I didn't teach you that. Let's lock in.
yeah.
Let's go do this right now. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you how to do
Yeah.
this. Let
So
me
now
let me
you
show you how
know.
to.
So now you know like what's going on. And
Right,
just
right.
and it's and also a blessing for him, like you said, like that he got you in his life to teach you how to do that, because everybody not fortunate to have that.
For sure, man. And the other thing I was thinking about with that, you know what I mean, is just like there's so many things you could do with that phrase, right? But the other thing I was thinking about is just like it's something that you can carry with you, you know what I mean, as you move along in your career and how you
Yeah, for
move
sure.
diligently, diligently and handling things with honor, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
and not
for
doing none
sure.
of the funny stuff as you talk about a lot and what you've
Yeah.
done so far in this thing. So what's some of the stuff like in your, in in your travels, with the music that you thought you thought about the game, but then you got to it and like, damn, this shit really is how this go. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have any examples of people that probably
Like,
fronted on
yeah,
you or just like
I
how
just
you
feel
had
like
to?
just living in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a real like South. I mean, like that. This world, this game is like. I don't know why people just don't just be keeping it straight up when they tell you they gonna do something. Just like if you could do it, you just do it. If you can't, just like I ain't nobody out here looking for no handouts. I feel like everybody trying to get them a favor, but it's not even like that. It's about like each one teach one. Like so if the project that I have or the music I have is kind of like what they say, it's like my baby, it's like my child, it's like I'm bringing it to the world. Well, it take a community to raise a child, so I'm gonna need some help from you. I'm gonna need some help from you. I'm gonna need some help from you. I'm gonna need something for you. Whatever I gotta get the help or whatever I gotta do to get the help, tell me what I need to step. I'm not asking you to do nothing for me. I'm just trying to help me put myself in position because you don't know what position I could get in, and I can help you whatever you got going, and also we can reach back and keep on helping people build. I just feel like for me out here, and that's just it's be from everywhere places, but mostly out here because I ain't really never been to too many places. I feel like everybody don't want to always help each other build, and I don't know why because it's 7 billion people in the world or something like that. So it's like all you need is like probably 100,000 people to really fuck with you, and you gonna eat for the rest of your life. So it's just like I'm not taking nothing off your plate. You're not taking off of my plate. We building with each other, so the plate could be bigger. And I wish people understand that a little bit more in the game.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I find that as I'm out here in Virginia trying to find different venues and trying to branch out because I feel like, at this point I'm settled here, been living here
Yeah,
2 years. Now it's time to, I think you gotta be old school with it. Like you can't
yeah,
be somebody on the internet and not be somebody in the city that you live in.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So you gotta kind of have the pulse of the city. I ain't say you gotta be the man, but people gotta, okay, cash or okay, Bill, all
Yeah.
right, boom. You know what I'm saying?
They gotta know you want to see you.
Yeah, right, right. So,
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is like I don't think people hating, but I think like sometimes when your music is good, that's also a detriment to you sometimes because
yeah,
they don't even want to
yeah.
help because they like, all right, man, your shit is right here. We want to help this person or whatever. They kind of want to get to you when they get to you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like a little bit of a pecking order. And sometimes you got to be humble, take it, and keep working harder to make them come to you. You know what I mean? So that's
No,
kind of how
for,
I take it.
no, for sure. But then it's like you get that. It's like then now you come to me like, what do I even need you for? And I think that's why
Right.
people have that chip on their shoulder. You feel me? Like, well, I remember when you tried to help when I asked for help for you and you didn't help me, and it's just like I can kind of understand that ego. I don't think I would ever be that type of person because to me, I feel like shit. My grandma always told me like shit. Whatever God got for you, you gonna get anyway. So
Yeah.
that don't even matter to me. But I mean, everybody want to be able to call and reach out. Like I mean, like even like Ty, shout out to her again. If it wasn't for me reaching out to her, this conversation would never happen. But that's just somebody that's like, whatever resource I got for you, I'm gonna give to you. And if it's more people like that, I feel like shit, LA could be a force to be reckoned with. But I just feel like everybody is, it's a fast city. You gotta look at certain parts some ways to get into places. You gotta feel a certain part, your status, who you are sometimes, the ego. So I just like. I mean, I understand it, but I would never be that type of person because I didn't come from a place like that. So
Right. So I mean, speaking of cities, man, you going from your city, you going to my city where I'm originally from, New York City, here
mhm.
shortly, man. What's the plans once you get in the city? How do you plan to move around? Do you have any shows lined up in terms of just going on certain platforms to rap,
Yeah,
so on and
yeah. I'm
so
gonna go.
forth?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna link up with Static Selector. I'm gonna do some stuff with Static. I'll do a freestyle with Shade 45. I'm gonna do it also with DJ Amadeus, Shade
Okay.
45. And then I'm gonna try to go link up with my boy. He out there, he an artist, and just try to move around. Like I said, like you said, you can't be a person on the internet and not be a person in real life. And I understand, like, you got to take these type of trips. I guess I would call this grassroots marketing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going out there to another area where I feel like I said earlier in the production meeting we had earlier,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
like I want to go just touch different people, different area, and see if I can expand my music out there, see if where I feel like it would be appreciated at too. So I feel like I could tap in the New York market. I feel like they'll show me love out there. So I'm just trying to just go touch the people as much places I could go and move around.
I know you got all the confidence in the world, but have you heard about how my city doesn't give it up?
They don't be messing with people.
Man, it's you gotta have that tough skin, man. It's
Yeah,
not the immediate response is not positive all the time. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's tough skin. Like if they looking at you with the stone face and you spit some of your dopest shit, just know you spit some of your dopest shit. It's just
Nah,
how they are.
no.
You
I
know what
mean,
I'm
I mean,
saying?
LA be the same way sometimes though. It be the same way. But nobody vibing. Everybody too cool to say something. Everybody don't want to put their hands up. Nobody want to interact. But
Right.
I feel like they mess with me out there, man. Even if I get 2, 3 people to nod their heads and mess with me, that's a win for me. And then, like you said, I feel like after you get whatever I do, they'll come up to me and be like, "Hey, man, you went crazy, or you did your thing." So yeah,
Yeah,
it's all.
man.
Hey, this like you said, it's all a part of the game, man. It's all a
Yeah,
part of the
it's
game.
proving grounds. It's proving
Yeah,
grounds, man. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah.
gotta do what you gotta do, man. Let them. You should pick the Go Crazy Jeezy beat. You would sound. You would. You. I think you would. I think you would smoke that. I think you would
Okay,
smoke
hey,
that.
I'm really gonna consider that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna do that. Yeah,
Think
yeah,
it's your
I,
tempo, man. You know, you hear
yeah,
it. You hear it. You
yeah.
hear it now. I can tell. I can
I
tell.
do, I do. Hope was on that. Hope Jay-Z, one of my favorite rappers. So, you know, like
Shit, that seen it all. If you
uh,
seen it all,
yeah,
that's your tempo too, and how I hear
yeah,
you rapping. Yeah, so I hear it. Like I tell you, I produce, man. So I hear
yeah. We
what you
might, we
sound
might,
good
we
on.
might have to get something in, man.
Oh, we definitely, after the, I don't pass up an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I don't lead with it, but I'm going to end the conversation with it for sure, for sure. Specifically when I like your music. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, for sure.
So bro, just kind of, let's go back to when you first started to now. Like, what is your approach to just getting in the booth? I know you mentioned I'm not saying his name wrong, T.Reg or T.Reg.
Mm-hmm.
So
T-Reg,
when
T-Reg.
T.Reg, so from before working with T.Reg, kind of exclusively these last two projects, um, you know, to now, you know what I mean? What's your approach to the music making as you've studied, done, what you needed to do? How do you approach the booth then to now?
Well, at first I used to like write stuff down. I feel like after Live from the Trenches 2, I haven't really wrote nothing. So everything you hear on Normandy Art and the Die Extra Clips, everything was like freestyle. I just feel like sometimes when you write stuff, I am going to go back to writing eventually because sometimes it is good to like, okay, let me get these thoughts down because sometimes I might be walking or in the shower or waking up like, oh man, I had this dope idea. Let me write this down right now. Like this is too crazy, And then I get to keep it, and I was like, damn, I could go back and use it. And I feel like the process now has also been about more like, okay, how can I like find different pockets in the music, and like how can I like, okay, understanding like, okay, maybe I could say it like this right here. I'm understanding this about how you say, not what you say.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? I'm understanding about like I said, I don't always got to be all gassed. Like I can like let the beat breathe. Let's like I said, like finding pockets. So just overall, just the growth of my artistry has changed. I feel like since working with T.Reg, because like I said, he's the type of person that's like. I remember one time I was doing a song, and it was one verse, probably 24 bars, It took me 2 hours to make it though, and he wouldn't let me come
Mm.
out the booth until the song was done, until
So
the
you was
whole
pronouncing
24
word. He had you pronouncing words right.
words. Right,
Yep.
he had me changing pockets, changing flows, all that, and I was
Take
ready
a
to
break
give up.
here. Take a break right
He
here.
got
Breathe.
pause right here. Breathe this out. Is like that's what I'm saying. But that's his ear, understanding music and listening all different type of music. Now I'm picking up on that. Like even when I hear it, I'm understanding like rap is like a pace thing. It's kind of like because I be playing basketball hoop and trying to like get my hoop on. So I be watching like a lot of sports and shit, and I just understand like somebody like Kyrie or somebody that's
It's a dance. It's
even
a
LeBron.
dance.
It's
Yeah.
like it's like a pace thing. Like it ain't about just getting it. It's about like I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna score the bucket, but I'm gonna do it this way. You're not even gonna even know what happened to you or how I even got there. And I feel like that's what I'm understanding with rap is like a pace is like it's really rhythm. Like
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
once you understand really mastered it, you could do anything, whatever beat, it don't matter, it's gonna sound crazy.
For
So I'm just trying to get
sure.
to
For sure. I get it because like I took like I told you, I was moving around, did my
mm,
military thing for a really, really long time. So, just, time didn't always allow for me to do music. So I took a long ass break from making
yeah,
music. But I'm just now in the last year or so feeling like I'm just able to dance. You know what I mean? Dance
yeah,
on the beat, do what I do, ride the
yeah,
beat way better than I've ever, rode the
yeah,
beat and shit like that. And it's only comes from like repetition and just like, and the funny story though, I like to tell you, and I don't know if this has happened to you on any of your comments or your social media. I post a record right I made on I think it was TikTok or whatever. Just just trying to spread the word and get it up off. And one dude was like, "Yo, this is fire, but slow down."
yeah,
I could have took it to heart in the wrong way, but I took it like, "Oh shit, okay." I probably need to pace. And that's like
yeah.
all that's been in my head is pacing. Slow
Nah,
down.
for
You know what
sure.
I'm saying? Like pronounce your words right. If you can't get it, then keep going, taking the takes. I record myself. So the biggest part of it hard is self-discipline at this point. 'Cause I don't always have somebody in here.
Mm-hmm.
Being that
Helping,
second set of ears
yeah,
and helping me,
'cause-
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Nah, because you can easily, especially recording by yourself, you can easily be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it like this. This is how I say it, but it's like when you got somebody else in there, it's like, nah, man, do it over. You could do it better. So it's like you said, that's self discipline. You have to be able, like, you know what? Nah, I know I could get it better. Nah, one more time, I know I could get it better. And that's also the beauty of recording by yourself too, also, because it's like ain't nobody around you, so you could take as much time as you need to. You ain't on no time limit. You ain't on nobody time. You're in your own time. So it's a bit of both, Just like you said, finding the balance of things is always gonna be the key.
Yeah, yeah. I enjoy finding the balance and I enjoy the pockets, you know what I mean? And that's kind of what I took from you, man. So do you have a sports background at all? Like, you know what I'm saying? You said you
Yeah,
mentioned hoop and
yeah.
anything, and then you spent
I play
time in New
basketball.
Mexico.
Yeah, I played football for New Mexico. Well, New Mexico. Yeah, I went to New Mexico. Played football out there. I didn't really like play too long. I was all right. I was decent, but I played football like in high school. I had a good high school career of football. It's like all city running back Santee. It's like a smaller school downtown, and I played Pop Warner like my whole life. I mean, that shit kind of saved my life, kept me out of trouble. Like I didn't have to like you gotta do something. And it's crazy because my mom wasn't even gonna put me in football. She didn't even know nothing about it. My auntie ended up checking me in because I was at her house one summer or like signing me up. And then shit, ever since then I've been in there. I've been playing sports, trying to like stay out the way, man. Stay out the way. But
So
that's why I got so many sports references in my music.
yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like I know a dude when they play sports or into sports, you know what I mean? Either one of the two. But I just like
Yeah.
you had quite a few references or whatever. Then I saw in your stories, you was playing NCAA. So are you trying to build New Mexico back to Are you trying to get them into the college football playoff? Well, what are you doing? Are you building the team? You know what I'm saying? What,
No,
what, what we got going on here?
I don't even play with them on the team. I play with them. I play with Texas A&M. I've been whooping people's feet with Texas A&M, and that stadium, that's the cheat codes. They be messing people up. They don't know what to do. But I mean, I feel like shit. Even going out there to New Mexico, that shit helped me. Like, I mean, I was out there. I didn't know nobody. I didn't know. It was my first time being on myself by myself. It wasn't like I could call my mom and be like, "Hey, man, I'm finna come back home." Like, And my uncle, you know, at the time he was staying with us, and you know, I was calling my mom, and he was answering the phone, or I call him. I'm like, let me come back. He was like, nah, man, you need to stay out there. And for a minute, I
Yo,
was like, bro,
those stories are so similar to like my grandfather. I used to want to come home after my first couple years in the military. He was like, "Yo, you ain't got no house here. Ain't shit here for you."
yeah,
Boom,
no, he used to
bonk,
always say
banging, bang,
that.
like banging on me.
Yeah. And I used to be mad, like, bro, let me come back. I even be like, bro, why did you? But it's like, the more and more I reflect on that time, I'm like, damn, that shit made me who I was. You know, I understand, appreciate certain things. You feel me? Just everything. That's the way I looked at life, and I like how important it was, and like the urgency it was. And, like that shit kind of changed me. It helped me a lot.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about you know, just the recent project, man, and you know, outside of T.Reg and you guys' connection, just how has this latest project kind of, you know, had you moving around a little bit different, or has it like kind of elevated, you know, the visibility that you have, you know what I mean? Because of course, Casey Veggies is somebody that if you listen to hip hop, West Coast hip hop, you know him. He's been doing his
Yeah,
thing for a long time.
all the
Really,
time. Can't
really
be a legend.
right. Really love the hook on Switch Flavors. That's as LA as it gets as far as the hook.
Nah,
And
for
that
sure.
was
That's
that
Big Eve.
Big F on the hook.
No, Big Eve.
Big Eve. Yeah,
Yeah.
that hook. I love what he was talking about.
Go
Like,
crazy. He go crazy. Big East is also like a super dope underground artist that's coming up, man. I just try to like collab. I try to fuck. My thing is I try to mess with people who mess with me. So if you mess with me, you show me love, I'm gonna do the same thing. And we was in the studio one time, me, him, and Casey, and then so we made it. And I was like, man, I'm definitely using this for my project. It was just so hard. Like it was hard. Like the first when I heard it, you know how you in the studio, you've been working, you working, so it's like everything started to sound the same.
yeah,
So I was like, man,
for
that's
sure.
a good song. But like you wake up, you come to it in the morning, the first years you hear it, and you be like, whoa, what's this?
Right,
And I was like,
right, right,
I mean, even Casey kick it off like Casey kick it off so crazy. It's like, bro,
right.
it's can't deny it. So yeah, man, shout out to them for like I said, that them people that's trying to help, that understand about like building and community and making stuff better. And then like uh the project, man, is definitely didn't help me like get more notoriety because, like I said, me and T.Reg building the sound. So, like you said, it's consistency. People seeing me, it's like, okay, he dropped normally art that was good. Then he came back and dropped another one that was just as good, not even better, if not better. And that's like the growth and the consistency is definitely helping me, making me more visible.
Yeah. Are you a more of a volume shooter in terms of how you release, or are you just like you're gonna take your time and you're gonna, you know, release on your own timeline? Like what is yours? Do you have a sense of urgency to kind of release every couple months, or just because you're trying to work and
Yeah,
network, or like what's your
yeah.
ultimate goal right now in the immediate future?
I mean, I definitely want to drop more music. I guess I want to say I'm in between. Like I want to shoot. I want to shoot like maybe if this basketball, I want to be like 10 for 12. Like I only shot 10 shots. You feel me? I mean, like you feel me? I mean, I shot 12 shots, but I made 10. You know, I didn't shoot 40 or I didn't shoot 30 or like, you know, I didn't shoot it. I want to shoot, but I want to be effective when I shoot. So it's all about timing and make sure it's still a good body of work. Cause now I'm understanding, okay, like I can make probably 10 songs in 2 weeks. I have the ability to do that. But like, did this make sense? And then it's like, does the artwork make sense? And then it's like, then what the videos is looking like. Okay, now what the rollout does it make sense? Like, cause all that kind of matter. And I feel like if you take the time to do that, that kind of like helps you out too. Cause people starting to see like, okay, like he's an artist. Like he cares about the process of creating a product,
Hmm.
you know? So
Yeah.
that's where
So
I'm at with it.
with the process, you lead me to my next question. You know, I've had to, you know, recording myself and just kind of being a nerd of just everything in music. I'm a nerd of, you know, when Jay-Z was shouting out Young Guru. Who is Young Guru? Like who?
Ooh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
who is this?
Who is that? Who made them? Who
Who?
made that?
Yeah, who made that? And then finding out he's actually an engineer. He's the person that
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
whole sound the way he sounds. He makes certain decisions in there in terms of, you know, a certain pause, a certain break, a certain whatever he's throwing on his voice to make us feel the music. You know what I'm saying? How
yeah.
involved are you in that process? You know what I mean? With just
I
kind
mean,
of
I'm involved, but like I said, that's more so like it's my fault. That's more so T.Reg type of lane right there. Like he the person that's like in there, like okay, nah, because he also is an engineer too. Not only do
Mm.
he make the beats, he
Got
engineer
to.
everything
You
too.
got to. I
Yeah,
feel what he's going. I
yeah.
feel. Yeah, you got to.
Yeah. So even with that, even with him making the beats, he understand what my voice sound like. And then now we've been working together for so long, we to make so many songs. He understand what type of like compressor needs on there. Oh, this need a reverb on there. Like I say, like okay, no, maybe let's not do this like this. Let's take this half off, like like uh like feel that safe on the die, like on extra clips, like that was like a whole one long verse. And then like,
Mm.
oh, let's chop this up right here. Let's move this verse to right here. Or let's chop this up. Let's make this a hook. And then it became a song. And then at first I wasn't like I said, I wasn't really feeling it. But then I started listening more and more. I'm like, damn, this shit is hard too. But that's him. That's his genius. Like, oh no, man, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna move it like this. So me watching him do that, now I'm learning. So when I'm not in the studio with him, I'm with a different engineer. Like, oh no, man, let me breathe right here. Or take this little part out. Or this is gonna make sense right here. Oh, I sound good on this with this. Put this on my voice right here. So yeah, I mean, it pays to like also like pay attention in there. Like I'm
Mm.
not in there just like, okay, let me just write my verse or let me just go rap my verse and I'm done. But I'm in here like, okay, I'm watching them engineer. I'm watching them put this on there. I'm listening to this. I'm listening to that. So I can learn. So when I do start recording myself, or if I ever need to record myself, I know what to do.
Right. Right. Yo, I mean, I think Feel the Safe is. I mean, I think it's the perfect time as ever to play Feel the Safe and give him another track. So let's
Yeah.
let's throw that on.
There's so much soul, I swear to God, it's for my folks. And if you ever get a real one, and keep that close. And if you made it out the ghetto, then you gave me hope. Still standing by the sun, cause the rain gon' show. I was planted in a space where they lack control. Shaddai taught me Glocks, they don't got safety mode. It's holes in your story, tell me how that weight gon' hold. I'm popping it, all wins, not the opposite, it's obvious. I'm number one, Kyrie, this the lotto pick. It's all now, I need a price for the show. You the type to probably get fake exposed. With a paper bag, tell me where to go. Loyalty is real, something you should know.
Man.
The kid is safe, hard bite like for real, I was built this way. I can't go out like no sucker, I just feel that way. Tryna touch 100 every summer, feel that safe. I study the game, I know it got ups and downs. I be watching for the fraud, cause they be faking smiles. Let's see how long it take before they pace the style. I might sound a little different, I don't chase the crowd, I'm chasing crowns. From where they shoot Navy rounds, I need it all love first, you gotta pay me now.
That's called Feel the Safe, produced by T.Reg. That's off The Die Extra Clips by BALE, man.
Yeah.
So y'all go check that out. Man. So Pam, I don't want to keep you too long. You know what I mean? So I want to kind of end with what you got going on in terms of just upcoming projects, merch, shows, kind of anything you kind of want to just, put out there for, your fan base and people that may want to gravitate to what you got going.
I'm currently working on a project right now. I don't know the title of it yet. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to get another EP out with my dog Fool. He produced a lot on Blue Lips with Schoolboy Q.
Okay.
So I got like a little TDE connection going on right now with that. So who knows, man? I might get a Q record soon. Hopefully, we don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, he just showed up on Mustard Joint. I don't know if you heard that
Yeah, he
one.
went crazy.
Song on Mustard
Pressured
Joint.
Up.
Yep.
Yeah, Pressured
Yeah.
Up.
And you say that a lot. Like I'm like, okay, that must be the y'all slang. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, up, man. Like they got me pressured up out here, man. Or I'm fake pressured. But it's like all type of slang and lingo. Like I said, I'm going out to New York, man, on Tuesday. I'm gonna be there for a few days, so I'm trying to just connect with whoever I can out there. Merch, I'm getting my website up soon. I will have merch in stock. If you want merch right now, all you gotta do is hit me in the DM. I respond to DMs. I'm not weird. I'm very cool.
Right.
You can
So
hit me.
not weird. Cause a lot of people are, but like you gotta practice. Like, all right, man, not everybody can hit because some people get weird.
Yeah. So I respond to them, and I got merch. But the website is coming soon, so I'll have that up, man. Yeah, man. It's all for emotion. Shout out to my boy Keem. That's his slang. That's his thing. So it's all for emotion. I'm just trying to go for it and keep creating and keep getting better, man.
Okay, for sure. If you're listening this far, if you're watching, you've probably seen it a couple times flash on your screen. You know what I mean? As far as his app, but just so people know, where can they find you on social media?
Everything is BALE UTL. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. Everything is
Where you at the
B.
most? Where you at the most out of?
I'm on Instagram and Twitter. BALE UTL. BALE UTL. That's how you can find me.
All right, dope. Yo, he has a lot of dope music, y'all. I wouldn't lie to y'all. You know what I mean? And again, I love music from all sorts of places. It doesn't matter where it comes from, as long as it's dope and it has some type of semblance or something that I could resonate to. More importantly, it was his story, and just kind of just how you've carried it. So I watched some of the interviews you've done, and you don't lead with the shit you've been through or just the politics. I wasn't even going to hit on that much shit because I don't think it really is,
It
while it's
matter. It don't matter.
interesting. It don't. The music is what's matters and what you're trying to push. So, your story's your story. What happened. Prayerfully you've learned from it and you move a little different, like we was talking about with the kids. And then when you have kids, like you start to ask questions. Yo, who out there? Who gonna be here?
For real.
You know what I'm saying? You start to ask some questions, and then, bro, it ain't about being a bitch. It's about I got to get home tonight, bro.
Thank you. And then even with that, we're like leading with like the stories, like even like with 50, like that's cool, but 50 still made Get Rich or Die Trying. 50 still had 7 mixtapes before Get Rich or Die Trying. 50 still had Beg for Morphe, TOS, Terminate on Sight. Like he still had great music. So my story could be incredible, but for what I'm doing, my profession, I still got to rap. I'm not a motivational speaker. I got to make good music.
right. For sure. I mean, I absolutely get it. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like, all right, I'll just say it. I'll be feeling like, all right, you tough nigga. Okay, and what next?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that don't move me.
Yeah.
Like, it's whether you could tell a story in a good way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As an artist, you know what I mean? There's a million tough niggas. I grew up around a million tough. It just doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, you got to make good music so you can be mad with whoever's on or whoever's doing what. Some people just make good music, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's the factor that remains at the end of all this shit. No matter what you feel about another artist, you know what I mean? If another artist makes good music, you gotta give it up.
No, for sure. And then it's like, even my story, I don't want it to be like the tough guy story. I want it to be like, bro, I went through something, I overcame it, and I kept it pushing. And I kept it solid with myself. I kept it solid with my family. I kept it solid with my purpose. I'm seeing it through. I'm seeing what I'm here for, whatever that is. I'm make sure I'm seeing it through, and that's what I want my story to be about. Like whatever you go through, you always gonna go through something. It's gonna be bumps in the road, but just see it through. Whatever you go, see it through, and that's my message. That's what I'm selling in my music and everything, bro. See it through. As a man.
So y'all go get Normandy art. Y'all go get the Die extra clips. Y'all tap in with Bell. His homies know him as BZ. So y'all tap in as a man. Like anything you handle as a man, you know what I'm saying? So this is the Blank Canvas show. Bell, thanks for, being the first artist, after I've taken a little bit of a much needed break to do what I needed to do, man. Absolutely, man. Anything I could do to support, man. Just reach out, man. It's a lot of things I'll talk to you about after we get off this.
Beats, man. That's what
we gonna tap in. we gonna tap in. Another compilation album is on the way. So I'm definitely gonna hit your line, and I think I got something right up your alley, or we'll find something that you may want to do something different. You know what I mean? Because it ain't your album. You could get you can get creative. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. So y'all tap into his music. Everything will be in the description box. We'll be playing different songs. We'll be promoting it all week long. And y'all reach out and y'all follow him, because I'm sure everything on Shade 45 he's gonna post as soon as he gets the footage. And y'all see what he's working with, man, because he's dope, man, and has a style of his own.
Thank
you. With that said, man, much success to you, brother, man, in your climb. And like I said, anything the Blank Canvas show or myself, personally could do to I got a lot of producers that I know and shit like that. So it ain't just me. If it
Yeah.
ain't something that you like from me, I got other guys that you can
No,
work
for
with.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And I just thank you for taking the time out and having me, man, and let me share my story and my music, you know, and what I'm doing. Share your platform with me. That means a lot. So thank you.
Facts. Not a problem, man. So stay on real quick, man. We're gonna end the show and formally, and then we'll chop it up afterwards.
Okay, for sure.
Streetwear still a preference, got me feeling fantastic. Locked in, super focused, trying to get us established. Ryan Leaf in the section, you ain't getting no passes. See, I peep the fake shit, it's just a part of their character. Partly embarrassing, talking about they down and they there for you. Another lie to my face, how you acting so arrogant. See, I remain silent, don't embrace none of that fake love. I could say fuck you, but I barely even say much.